Okay, because some people have asked me, I'm gonna venture into doing this tutorial, which is how to create kits in Character Creator 3.41. And as you can see, I started with a default female that comes with Character Creator, and I just dressed her. I put some hair, and now I'm gonna be ready to start shaping this lady into a kit. Now the first thing is, and I'm going to amplify the screen so that we can look at it a little bit closer. The first thing is that we know this is a female, an adult female, so it has some breasts. And if you can see, even though this is an adult, and we have like our library, right, of different kinds of clothing because of avatars that we get and things like that, you can see that there's always this deformity when you transfer clothing. Like this one is outside, the sweater, whatever you want to call it, or the sweat, and it's an outside, right? It's not inside. But even if it was inside, the skirt is going to be deformed as well. So when you conform the clothing, it's going to be deformed. So those are things that you need to fix if you know how to fix them. I personally have seen some tutorials on how to do it. I don't do it because it takes time. It's time consuming, and I just don't have the time and the patience maybe to do all those changes. So what I'm gonna focus right now is on getting rid of the breast. So if we go to the morph, the morph icon, which is the third one on the right hand side panel, and then we select actor. And the reason why we select actor is because once we type whatever we want to change, it's going to show all the sliders available for that, which is the chest. And I have all the sliders right here. Now the sliders show you what is going to be modified on the white region, and we want to pretty much we want to get rid of this part. So we are going to change the value. Let me pull this a little bit like here. We're gonna go to 100, and the reason why I wanna do 100 is because I want to make sure I am actually modifying the breast, which it did. So it's a negative 100. I can go to 150, but let's try it a little bit of another modification right here. Let's try this one, which is the chest depth. So we're gonna change that maybe 50. So let's go to 50, negative 50. And as you can see, it changed that a little bit more. Let me undo that. If I undo it, we can see that it goes back. It's gonna be sticking out a little bit more. We don't want that to happen. So we're gonna go back to the value I used to have before. There you go. Now I'm gonna hide the blouse. Let me see right here, this one, long sleeve. Okay, now the thing is, it's gonna be showing it's not gonna be showing the body right now. So let's try going to the edit mesh and soft selection, and we're gonna select the face. Okay, so let's try this, but we need to select that. Okay, so we are going to show. Now the thing about showing is that if for whatever reason you need to modify the blouse or whatever you're using, it's going to poke through. Okay, so it's going to be showing that. Now you can see we can actually see the parts of the body. Okay, we're gonna go do that too. Edit mesh, face. Okay, all that, and show right here. Okay, now we can go out of there, and I want to show you the breast. Okay, as you can see, even though we did what we did, we still have the breast. And that's one of the things that I told you in regards to modifying the body mesh. Now, I'm going to show you right here in the morphs, and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go down the different kinds of sliders that I have for modifications, because I have the different packs that I got from the website. So let's go right here. Now I have for boys and a baby boy, a baby girl, 1 to 3 years old. If I use one of these, like let's say I use this slider and I go all 100%, okay? Let's find that. You see what happens, and you see the clothing and the shoes and the hair, the body. I mean, it's just a big mess. It simply doesn't work. I mean, for the person who did these sliders, probably they work for CC2. For CC3, they just don't work. I actually tried this for CC2, and it was the same thing. So let's try. Let's do this like 15 maybe. The reason why I want to do that is because I want this to start looking a little bit younger, and as we can see, we start looking at some modifications in the face. Okay, now we're gonna apply the girl, maybe 10 to 12, and we're gonna make it a 30 maybe. Now it looks more like a girl. The breasts, they are okay, I think. Okay, now we're gonna show the clothing because it's kind of like I don't really like to look at those things, you know. The reason why I don't like to look at those things is because we're working with the meshes, and we want to see any poke throughs, and because I pretty much showed the mesh of the body, then we can see the poke throughs, and we can see right here, we can notice the poke throughs of the arms. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. What I'm gonna do is just continue the modifications. Okay, now that looks a little bit more like a girl. You see, in regards to the clothing, that's what I was talking about. All these deformities on the clothing, and just because we don't have clothing for kids, it's really, really sad, because then we can actually fix this. It's a big problem. Let's see, what can we do about it? Okay, the shoes, they're looking okay. We're gonna go to the shoes. Let's go to the modify panel. You go to the modify panel right here on top. You go all the way down to cloth layer settings, okay? And we're gonna look for the shoes, which are right here, and then we're gonna use the auto hide mesh, which is not doing it. Okay, it did it already. Okay, but we see, even though we did the auto hide mesh, there's still a little bit of, I think, no, actually it's okay. It's not showing anything right now, so it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I have. This is an external hard drive, and this is what I've pretty much put all my content for iClone and Character Creator. And when I'm using Character Creator, as you can see, if I search for CC shoes or IH shoes, it's gonna show me all the content in regards to shoes. Okay, and there it goes. So whatever I have it right here, and it's gonna show whatever I have available. And if there's something that I really like for the avatar to be wearing, I just go ahead and drop it in the window, whether it's in Character Creator or in iClone. It doesn't really matter, because iClone can actually take the CC clothing without any problems. The only thing that I can do is to auto hide the mesh, like if the mesh of the body is sticking out and there's a poke through, I cannot auto hide it. I can only do that in Character Creator. It would be nice if iClone could do that as well, so we didn't have to go back to Character Creator and try to hide those things. There was a different process for doing that. I want to show you something else right here. If I go like CC clothing, like this one right here, it's gonna show me all the clothing that I have for male and female, underwear, you know, socks, blouses, shirts, pants, shorts, anything, you know, even armor. So anything I have is gonna show me, and I can just pick from here from my content. And that's what's really nice when you start making your own content and putting all the content in an external hard drive, so you don't have the content lying there in your hard drive, because it's gonna slow you down. It may even crash the program sometimes, because that's what used to happen to me. So I do no longer have that content in my hard drive in the PC. I have it in an external hard drive, and it's more convenient for me, because then I can have all the content right there, and I can use whatever I want, you know. So just want to show you, you know, this is a faster and better way to do things. Now, unfortunately, like I told you before, I don't have any clothing for kids, and we just have to go pick up whatever we think is gonna look okay. In this case, you know, I don't like to use that because it has a cleavage, and I think this is just for a man. Yeah, it's a male shirt. So I'm looking for something, you know. You see, the clothing for women, they are very provocative. I like something decent, actually, you know. I don't like something very provocative, especially for a girl, because we're talking about girls here. So anyways, going back to this, I'm gonna do some modifications to the face as well. So if we go over here, you know, against the morph panel, select actor, and whatever sliders you have is gonna show you. So I'm gonna put head in this case, and it's gonna show me anything and everything I have for sliders to modify the head. We see I have the head for Catherine, so we're gonna try that. I already tried changing the body of this kid, so we're gonna just make it 100. You know, it's gonna be deformed, but it doesn't really matter. You know, just make it 100 just to see how it looks like. And if you like the kind of face that you have, that you're looking at, go ahead and select it. If you don't like like it, I don't like it personally. Catherine is not a kind of little girl I like to see. Something like this is more decent to me. Jody, okay, I used Jody before. So I don't really like Jody that much either. So let's see what else I have. The thing is that there are sliders also for cartoonish characters. So as long as you have the sliders, you can do a lot of modifications. I personally am not gonna mess with them right now. This is Amy, and it's a cartoonish character. I'm just gonna use a little bit of this cartoonish character. Okay, you see, we already saw a little bit of modifications right here. Let me show you how it looks like. We are in the value of 18. Let's try a 20. Okay, there you go. If we go back to 0, okay, we can see the difference, right? So let's try a 20. I think I like that. 20 looks really good. It looks really nice, I think, for a little girl. Now, the things about the eyes, you see, because it's a cartoonish character, they are a little bit too in. So we have to bring them probably a little bit out. She looks like she's a little bit sick, so let's try the eyes right now. I'm gonna change the eyes and I'll be right back with you, because otherwise it's gonna take a long time. Okay, I fixed the eyes a little bit, but let me show you what happens, and that's what I was telling you about when you apply different kinds of morphs, especially the cartoonish ones. If I close the eyelids, you see the eyes are poking out. You can actually see them. So what I need to do right now is I need to go to the eye depth and move the eyes back and forth until I have something that I'm very comfortable with. If for whatever reason I still see the same problem, even though the eyes are a little bit inward, then that would be more a problem of the eyelids. Then I'm gonna have to modify the eyelids. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna do the modifications and I'll be back with you. Okay, as you can see, what I had to do actually was not the eyeballs or the eyes, it was actually the eyelids. Because I used the slider for a toonish character and it gave me a different kind of look in the face, which I really like. Um, it altered the eyelids of the character. So, and now as you can see, I already changed that and it looks much better now. So we're gonna go back here, we're gonna open the eyes. And I also had to fix the eyeballs. I had to move them a little bit outward to the sides. That's what I mean. And a little bit inward as well. And I had to make them a little bit bigger so that they look a little bit better. Okay, I think I like this avatar. I'm gonna close this. I think it looks really nice. Whatever you want to change that you don't like about the avatars that I share with you, it's just fine. Just go ahead and change whatever you want. I personally am gonna leave this like as it is. Now, if you want to do any other kind of modifications to the face, you can go to the headshot, and then you activate this right here. You can choose whatever you want to change in the face. Those are for general parts of the face. You want more detailed parts, then you change to this other one right here. I remember that's a headshot. So let's say I'm gonna make this a little bit inward. Okay. There you go. A little bit like that. Remember, this is a kid, so little kids, they have the face a little bit puffy. We can, I think, a little bit more refined like that. A little bit more like that too. Just a little bit, not much. Maybe the cheeks. Not too much. Just a little bit in. Okay, and with this I'm gonna finish this tutorial. Like I told you before, because you were asking me to do a tutorial that has to do with how to make kits. Because right now I'm working on the girls. I haven't done many girls like I told you before. This one looks like thing pretty nice, and I'm gonna be sharing this with you. I still have to send this to iClone. I have not checked the mouth. Let's go ahead and check the mouth real quick. Okay. Okay. The teeth look, the lower teeth look like they're a little bit too high, and the upper teeth they look like they're a little bit too low or too high too. So those are things that you need to change. The tongue, you need to change it too. I'm sure that if I transfer this into iClone, it's not gonna look good in regards to the tongue and the teeth. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you the results in iClone. Okay, I transferred the avatar. I did whatever changes I had to do. Wanted to check the mouth, so I actually transferred the avatar into iClone, and I was checking with the face puppet to see how the mouth and the teeth, came out, especially the tongue. And I open up the face puppet and I look for the lips and the tongue feature right here. So let me do a close-up and I'm gonna show you the results. Now, one of the things I want you to notice is that this avatar is a little bit taller than the other one. So let's say she's probably like 12 years old. She's not 7 or 10, she's like 12 or close to 13 or 13 years old. And it's okay, it's really nice. Now I'm gonna show you what happened. I'm gonna choose this, and when I apply it, it looks really nice. The tongue is just perfect. And let's try the other one, the lips touching, the tongue touching the upper lips. And as you can see, it's also good. It's really good. Now the reason why this one didn't have any trouble with the tongue is because I didn't do many modifications really. Like I told you, first of all, it's a little bit tall. It's taller than the other ones. That's one of the first things. The second thing is that, you know, the younger you make it, like if you want to make it like a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, the more deformation there's going to be for the mesh. And when that happens, you know that you're going to have problems with everything. Okay, in this case, I had problems with the eyeballs and the eyelids, and I had to fix the eyeballs so they were in the right place, and I had to make them a little bit bigger as well. And the eyelids, I had to also modify the eyelids. So I'm gonna run this animation. We're gonna see the eyelids.
Is it a scary haunted house? The Book
You're
of
listening to the
Shadows?
voice of
That
my
sounds scary.
little niece. Okay, as you can see, the eyelids do not close fully. Now let me go just try to get the eyes. Let's the eyes only. Okay, we're gonna do this one right here. They actually close all the way down, as you can see. But unfortunately, when you run the animation,
Is it a scary haunted house?
it's
The
not doing
Book
it.
of Shadows? That sounds
That's
scary.
one of the problems, you see. You can actually animate this by selecting the eyes and just go ahead and do the clicks that you need to do to actually make sure the eyes close fully. Let's try this one right here. Let's see if she closes her eyes fully.
Is it a scary haunted house? The
She
Book
does.
of Shadows? That sounds...
That's good. Now let's try this one right here.
Is it a scary haunted house? The
She
Book
also
of
does it.
Shadows? That sounds scary.
If you notice, it's like these avatars, they actually close the eyes like the big ones. I'm talking about the taller ones. They close the eyes the first time that you run the animation, but afterwards it's not closing the eyes fully. And I think this is more a problem of iClone, the program iClone, than the avatar creating in Character Creator. So let's try that again.
Is it a scary haunted house? The Book
Okay.
of Shadows? That sounds scary.
The first time it closed fully. Okay, there's a second time. The third time is doing it fine. So sometimes you see it's like it's closing it and at the same time it's not closing it. Let me see if it has something to do with the eyes right here. Okay, it's in normal. The auto blink for the eyes, that's in the first icon. Okay, on the right hand side panel, it's normal. Then you have the nervous. I don't know. This is, I think it's speechless, maybe charming and child. Let's try child. It's like it's intermittent. It's doing it like the first time, the second time it's not doing it. It's like on and off, on and off, and that's I'm just gonna say it's a problem with iClone. That's all I can say, because actually it closes the eyes fully. And with this, I'm gonna finish this tutorial in how to create kits. You already saw the problems, and pretty much I mentioned before how to fix them, and the problems with the clothing and things like that, and the deformities and the body as well. So I already show you how to create a kit, but once again, and I probably repeating myself too much, but once again, for you to have different kits, you need to have the sliders for that. Okay, I have, for instance, Let me see. I have the Tokomotion packages for cartoonish characters. Let me see. Where am I? Okay. Oh, right here. Okay. So it's like if we go like, let me get rid of this. These are the Tokomotion packages, and as you can see, I like if I apply this, that's gonna look horrible. It's like very cartoonish. I don't really think I want to do that. Um, the avatar I just created is really nice. Okay, but I just showing you, okay, that for you to get different kinds of avatars, you would need to get like different kinds of sliders to do the modifications that you actually want to do. I don't see the other packages. I have many packages. I just don't see them right now. Okay. Anyways, you just need to. You see, it's like the Tokomotion packages. I have different kinds of. That's more like a frog-like. Okay. Anyways, I don't wanna. I don't wanna waste more time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got this in regards to how to create kits in Character Creator.